So, where do I start with this? Some people will say, "Well, Langston, what are you talking about? You're starting to have second thoughts about Charlotte. I thought Charlotte was this and that and blah 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 blah. And you've done these tours and you've always talked highly about Charlotte. Matter of fact, you were part of the reason why I moved here, or you were part of the reason why I'm making a move here. I haven't moved yet, but I'm going to move." What do you mean you're having second thoughts, Langston? And to answer that is, I'm not saying that I'm gonna move, tomorrow or something like that, or next month or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't plan on living in Charlotte for the rest of my life. I definitely want to live in other states, and I actually want to live, across seas. I want to be able to experience life to the fullest. I want to be able to say to myself, when I'm dying, that, I'm glad that I got to do everything that I needed to do. I enjoyed my life. Now it's time for me to transition and move on to the next, right? So, I'm not saying I'm moving anytime soon. That's not the thing. I'm not saying I'm having second thoughts, meaning that I want to move and Charlotte is horrible and it's this and that. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's having second thoughts with this in mind. Before I moved here, I lived in several places, right? One of them being Raleigh, North Carolina. And I would dream about, a city, a nice city, a decent city, and I wanted to be like New York. I wanted to have, for it to be somewhat fast paced and, and have the options of doing multiple things, not just going to the movies and going out to eat and, for religious people going to church and stuff like that. That's I think every city has that to offer. No, I'm talking about like amusement parks and, recreational things and just some of everything, and I used to dream about this particular city all the time. So when I moved to when I moved to Charlotte, Charlotte had potential. When I first moved here, it was in 2009. They had just opened up the Lenox train. South End, it wasn't nothing there except for this place called Kitchen's Coop, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they served their famous chicken there. Other than that, there was nothing there. Healthy Home Market was there, which was a health food store, grocery store, where I met Joe Sig at. But it was nothing there at all. It wasn't no Harris Teeter. It wasn't no apartment complexes, buildings, bars, and all the rest of that stuff that they have right now. Still Creek area was just developing. All in Rivergate, if you are familiar with Charlotte. Rivergate, the whole, little, I don't know what you call it, mall split up into pieces and everything, with your Best Buy, your Chick-fil-A, Marshalls, and HQ, Home Depot, Target, TGIF, all of that, they were just developing that. So I was looking at Charlotte in its infant stage, right? And I saw, it slowly but surely growing. And I was like, you know what, man, this city right here is like, it's not fast paced enough for me. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a little bit more faster, so I fell for the okie doke, like everybody else did, and moved to Atlanta. And I can tell you that Charlotte's downtown, or uptown as we call it, Charlotte, is not as big as Atlanta's, but I could be 100% honest with you, very transparent. When dealing with technology and dealing with the infrastructure of the city of Atlanta is 10 years behind Charlotte. And it took me to see that. I had to move out of the city to see just how other cities were ran. Of course, I've lived in New York. I've stayed briefly in Orlando, Florida, But all of the places that I've lived in, I've never seen a city so sound when it came to infrastructure like Charlotte. So I wound up moving back, to make the long story short. I wound up moving back, and when I moved back, which was just last year, When I moved back, yo, I'm not lying. I got lost. I got lost in certain areas because Charlotte had grew so much. Like when I went to South End, I just was blown away. Now they had 2 buildings on South Boulevard, 2 apartment buildings on South Boulevard. I lived in Charlotte when they had a Coca-Cola. They had the Coca-Cola company right on South Boulevard. Now that's tore down in this apartment building. And they got Five Guys with Fries inside the apartment building and a restaurant. So all of this changed. South End, it was South End, but like I said before, nobody used to go there. Like, what was this? This is 2009. 10 years ago, nobody would go there. I'll even go as far as 4 years ago. 4 years ago, nobody wouldn't go down there. For what? What are you going? If I told a friend of mine that lived here, yo, I'm going down to South End to hang out. 4 years ago, they would look at me like, why? It's nothing down there. But now it's the hot spot. Now South Boulevard is the hot spot. When you go to Max Speed Shop or you go to Southbound where they have free local bands performing, live concerts. It's a lot of stuff to do in that area. They had Vermeer Park. Matter of fact, they were just building it, and they just had finished when I left. They didn't have Ink Ivy, which is a bar like right across the street from Vermeer Park. It was so much stuff that when I got back, I was just blown away of how fast the city grew. And now it's growing again. And it's like never ask for something because you just may get it. And then when you get it, you don't want it anymore. And the Charlotte that I knew, that I was accustomed to, it no longer exists. And I realized that when I was in traffic today on 77. Now we're dealing with a pandemic. But 77 was backed up, going north towards Uptown at 12 o'clock. And then coming down south, going towards South Carolina, Rock Hill, Fort Mill, and all of that, at 3 o'clock. I had to get off of 77 and take the back way to get home. Like going up West Boulevard and then making a left, I forgot that street, and then going like right where the airport is at, going across there to get to Still Creek. And let's not talk about Still Creek. Still Creek, the whole area of Breadwick, I think that's what it's called, right up the street from me. It didn't even exist. That whole area, Premium Outlet Mall, the outlet, that didn't exist 4 years ago. It didn't. So once you get off at exit Fort Mill, coming off of 485, and you make that right, or if you're coming from the airport, you go across the bridge. If you're going the back way, you come across the bridge, go across 485, right on the right hand side. They cleared everything out. And they're building right in that area, and then further down, the opposite side of Harris T, the left hand side, they're building more retail businesses and all of that stuff over there. And it's just crazy to me that I'm seeing a city that I thought I knew disappear, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. They're building between Graham and Trade Street, East Trade Street, in Uptown around the ballpark that the minor league baseball team, Vermeer Park, the Carolina Panther Stadium is over there. They're building a Amtrak station. It's gonna be called Gateway Station. Right there in the middle over there. Where Amtrak is gonna be present there, and then they're gonna have local buses and express buses there. They're gonna have eateries and places where you can apartment buildings and stuff where you could live in that area. And then going straight up. What's the name of that street where Johnson and Wales is University? They got the trolley coming down from Betty's Fort going all into Uptown. This city is changing so fast till it's ridiculous. I'm saying that to say this. If you plan on moving here and you like the city life, this is for you. If you plan on moving here and you don't want the city life, you want something more relaxing and laid back, I would say migrate to Raleigh. I would say move to Raleigh. You know, this dude, I did a video on Charlotte, and we've experienced our 100th homicide, within less than a year. And this dude was like, well, in Raleigh, we only had 25 murders. And I'm like, okay, well, you do realize that Raleigh has roughly the metropolitan area, include like Raleigh, which includes Raleigh, Cary, Durham, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chapel Hill has a total of like 1.5, 1.7 million people. Charlotte, on the other hand, is a more is more of a famous city. Like it's more attractive. So you're gonna have all types of people coming here from everywhere. Not to say that's not Raleigh, because Raleigh has an influx of people as well, coming from different parts of the world as well as the United States of America. But Charlotte has more. We have international flights, coming in and out of Charlotte. There are so many advantages towards living here. So it's more attractive. We have I'm not lying. I used to ride the bus, right? I used to take the express bus to Still Creek. I forgot the name of the bus. It would cost like, the express bus was like $350, $375. But I remember like all of these East Indians used to get on the express bus right at Johnson Wales University. And all of them would get off going on South Tryon. It would be this one apartment complex, and all of them would get off right there. That's where they live. So these East Indians, because we have tech jobs here, and those are the ones they are really running it. So it's more of an attractive city. So roughly we have in the city of Charlotte, we roughly have probably about close to 1 million people. But the metropolitan area consists of close to 3 million people now. So of course you having different people with different attitudes and different cultures, ways of life, and morals and principles come here, and as well as the lack of jobs and you just pouring in a bunch of mess, good stuff and bad stuff, and stirring it up as a gumbo. What you expect? What do you expect? It's sad to say, but it's the truth. Charlotte is turning into a major city, and it's going to have the same problems that any other major city would have. That plain and simple. When you go uptown, I'm telling you, you better not miss 2 months of going to uptown, because you're going to get lost. Like, I counted today at least 8 scaffolds. I mean, they're building a big ass apartment complex building. I don't know whether it's gonna be condos or apartments, right dead in South End on Camden Road. Like, you can't miss it. You can see it off the highway. And it's just, I'm seeing a city that I thought I knew just disappear. North Tryon, they're revamping that. Like, I get lost on North Tryon. Like, which way do I supposed to go? Do I supposed to make this left, make this right? And then the street splits apart, and what? Ballantyne is being revitalized, like as if I thought that it was fine the way it is now. But they're gonna have a hospital, more high-rise buildings for people to live, apartments, condos. They're gonna build a man-made lake. It's just, I'm here to tell you, if you don't want the city life, I would advise you not to come here, because this is what Charlotte is turning into, and it's just that plain and simple. A guy just bought out Midtown. Just bought that area, $93 million. Now Midtown has like Best Buy, Target, and all that stuff. They got a decent amount of stuff in that area, and then they got the I forgot the name of that park, but it extends from Midtown all the way to Freedom Park. Like you can actually there's a trail, like a bike trail, and you know you can run too. So it goes straight from Midtown all the way into Freedom Park. I'm thinking the area is okay. They're talking about revitalizing that, putting a high-rise building on 10th Street, and having more eateries and places where people could live at. Like, it's crazy, man. I'm gonna end it like this. It's crazy how people that are not from the city would say, you know, Charlotte is small and Charlotte is this and that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I don't need you to tell me that. I live here, and I can tell you that it takes me, once I get to Still Creek, it still takes me another 10 minutes to get home. Do you understand that? It dawned on me today, like, it took, the Google Maps told me it's gonna take me damn near 30 minutes to get home. And this ain't traffic. I'm going the back way and there ain't no traffic. It's gonna take me damn near 15 to 20 minutes to get into Still Creek, and it's still gonna take me another 10 minutes to get home. Cause that's how widespread Charlotte is. I got a cousin, I haven't seen her yet. She's been living here for 6 years, I think. I haven't seen her yet. It's just, I'm not making this up. I'm being real. I'm like, so where do you live at again? Oh, you stay in the university area? Do you mind if I sleep on your couch? Cause I'm not about to drive back home. I'm just not. Cause it just depends on how far, how deep. So I'm trying to put you all up on game. I'm trying to inform you, give you knowledge. You understand? So I told you I was gonna end it, but I'm trying to just, things are coming in my head. So I'm gonna end this video soon, but I wanna make sure I'm gonna get everything out. So it depends on where in the university area she stays at. If she stays, let's say, where would I go? If it's a straight shot, if she says I stay near North Lake Mall, oh, no problem. I could get on 485 and get off of, I forgot which street, E.T. Harris Boulevard. Make that right and go straight across the bridge, past North Lake, go straight across the bridge, and if she's there in those apartments or whatever in that area, okay, cool. Where would I go? Where wouldn't I go? I'm not messing around. I'm not fucking with her if she lives by UNCG. I'm not doing that. That's just too far for me. That's just too far for me. Period. If I got another cousin, which is my cousin's sister. So it's both two cousins, two girls, right? I've never met her before. But if she say she want to meet me or whatever have you, I heard that she moved to Huntersville. I'm not doing it. I'm not. That's a 45-minute trip. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you all. That's what I'm trying to explain to you all. Let me leave you with this. The city of Charlotte is probably 2 times bigger than Atlanta. The city of Atlanta. Now, the metropolitan area of Atlanta is definitely bigger than Charlotte. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, Charlotte is not the city to play with. It's really a city. It's really big, and part of the reason why it's big is because it's widespread. So you definitely need a car. You come down here without one and you're relying on public transportation, it doesn't suck. It's not that bad. I mean, the buses are fairly decent, you know what I'm saying? I used to ride the bus several years ago. The Lennox train, It's called a light rail for a reason. It's not going to take you everywhere. It's going to be either you're going to go straight down on the other side near UNCG of 485, or straight down the opposite side where South Boulevard and you got 45 South going that way, where the Target is at. It's a Target, ABC store, bunch of car dealerships and stuff like that on that area. So it's just like one straight shot, and you're just going up and back down. You're gonna go straight through uptown, and in between those stops, if you live in those areas, that's fine. But I personally wouldn't live off of the light rail unless it was going further into university, university area around UNCG. Yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But going back down to uptown, no, the area, that area, yeah. But going back down to uptown, going past, well, it does go through South End. So going past South End, that area, once you go down further down South Boulevard, it starts to get real sticky icky. Like, I wouldn't live in those areas. I just wouldn't. But I think I've covered everything. I'm having second thoughts, meaning that I envisioned this city in the South, in North Carolina, and that city, it was things to do, and it was people everywhere. You really didn't need a car or whatever have you. And you don't really need a car in uptown and South End. That's a fact. Like, you don't. And the good thing about the light rail, if you, like, say for example, if you go on a club or you go on a party at restaurants or whatever have you at South End or in uptown, what you can do is you can park your car. Just about every train stop has a parking lot, and that's for free. They don't charge you for it. You know what I'm saying? So you could park your car right there, get in the train, go to uptown, do what you do, leave, come back and pick your car up. So that's the positive thing about that situation. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I just dreamed of this city, and now I got it, and I'm like, yo, I'm not saying I want to move. I'm just saying that I got what I want. Now I don't want it. I want the old Charlotte back, and I can't get it back. So I say, be careful what you wish for. Be careful. I got what I wanted, and I could tell you, man, I miss the old Charlotte. I really do. This Charlotte, I can tell you, I've been back for a year, and the traffic is stupid ridiculous. It was bad when I left, but it's super ridiculous now. And it's just, everything has just really changed, and I'm seeing it change like every month. I'm not making this up, man. I'm not making this up. I'm gonna say this and then I'm done, right? So I do Postmates. I haven't done it in a while, you know what I'm saying? So I did it for one day, like I think the week before last or something like that. And no, about 2 weeks ago. And I go to the Y, you know what I'm saying, in Uptown. So I'm driving, and I went to the Harris Teeter. So I'm driving around, just trying to get a feel of things, because I haven't been in Uptown in like 2-3 weeks. And I can tell you, it has changed in 2-3 weeks. They're not playing. They're not playing games here. They're just not. We're going through a pandemic, and they still building. By the time you get here, let's say for example, some people have emailed me and told me, yo, I'm moving in March, I'm moving in April. By the time you get here, let me tell you something. It's gonna be different. My man Pretty Ricky moved here. I think, if not mistaken, Pretty Ricky, you correct me if I'm wrong. I think he moved here February. It's changed since then. He can see the change. He hasn't even been here for a whole year. It's crazy, man. And don't get it twisted when I say this. Charlatans, you were right. I'm begging for people to move here, and now the city that we had is gone. And I'm not saying that for you all that I helped, because I know for off the rip, this is a fact. I've actually helped about 10 people, like people that have gotten in contact with me. 10 people move here. So I'm partly to blame for Charlotte growing the way it is. And don't get it twisted. I want y'all to move here. I want y'all to experience Charlotte. I want you all to embrace the city. But at the same time, it's like kind of like, damn. I want growth. I want people to enjoy the city. I want new people to come here. But Charlotte is not the same. It's not. It is not the same. It's not even North Carolina anymore. I'm dead ass serious. You go anywhere out of Charlotte, I guarantee you, you're gonna say the same thing. Raleigh is not like Charlotte. It is not. So stop it. I'm tired of y'all. Listen, you can love and represent your city. I get it. I get it. But Raleigh is not Charlotte. The vibe, all of that, it is not Charlotte. It's behind Charlotte, but it's not Charlotte. Charlotte is a bona fide city. And it's not playing around. It's not. It's just not. It's crazy, man. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm on camera saying this and expressing this to you all. I can't believe that in 2010, 2011, 2012, when I was living here, I'm like, yo, man, the city needs to speed the hell up. Because, you know, I used to live in New York. I was born in New York. I lived in New York. I lived in Jamaica, Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island. So I like that fast-paced life. But when I got it, it's like, no. Hey, it is what it is, man. I guess growth comes with the positive and negative. But I just want to let y'all know ahead of time, man. If you're looking for a laid-back city, Charlotte used to be. It's not anymore. That plain and simple. Even if you live on the outskirts, it just depends on where you live at. South Park is very cluttered. Ballantyne is cluttered. And I'm gonna leave you with this. Every part of Charlotte is becoming its own little small city. I'm not lying, that's my word. Every part of Charlotte is becoming its own small city. That's my word. Charlottans, please. People that are born and raised here, please tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Every part of Charlotte is becoming its small city. Its small city, its own entity. Especially areas like Ballantyne, Huntersville, Still Creek, South Park, and the list goes on. Hey, listen, man, I hope I helped you all out. You know, like I said before, I'm not having regrets or thoughts of just leaving and saying I don't like Charlotte. I like Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? But the growth, it has its positive and negatives. And yo, man, it's a city that I've seen it disappear. I don't know I don't know Charlotte anymore like this, like I used to. And I really feel bad for the Charlottans, the people that were born and raised here, because man, it must really hurt. It must really hurt, man. Like when I first moved here on South Boulevard, they had the drive-in movie theater. And then they had, I keep on forgetting the name of this damn place, the mall. The famous mall that had the skating ring in it, the skate ring in it. I forgot the name. Charlatans, just leave it in the comment section. You know what mall I'm talking about, that everybody used to go to. When I got here, it wasn't famous like that anymore. It was they were like renting out the people, like it was kind of like a flea market. And then the Mexicans, I'm not saying anything racist about them. I'm just telling the truth. The Mexicans were because some people may take offense to that shit, but the Mexican was playing soccer in the skating ring area. That whole area is Hispanic. It's like a Hispanic city in that whole area. Down Central Avenue. But yeah, man, I hope I helped you all out. I wasn't intending for this video to be this long. I hope you all looked at the whole thing and y'all got something out of it. Other than that, my name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.